Alright, so you know Everest, right? That big mountain in Nepal? But did you know there's a whole gang of massive mountains out there, mostly hanging out in Asia? Yeah, the top 100 tallest peaks are all chilling in Asia. Crazy, huh? And the Everest isn't the only star. Let's dive into the top 10 tallest mountains in the world. Picture yourself acting that pub quiz with these babies up your sleeve. But before jumping into that, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Now let's dive into the top 10 tallest mountains in the world. Mount Everest. Hey there! Meet the big daddy of all mountains, Mount Everest. Standing tall at a whopping 8,848 meters in the Himalayas, straddling the border between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China, it's the tallest mountain in the whole wide world. Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay were the first to conquer its peak in 1953, making history. But Everest isn't just a mountain, it's like a magnet for adventurers and thrill seekers. People from all over the globe are drawn to its majestic slopes, and it's like a thing where it's like a moth to the flame. And those who can't make it to the top still find joy in trekking to Everest Base Camp, making it one of the most famous treks on the planet. But hey, Everest's fame comes with a price. Overcrowding is a real issue up there. Nevertheless, the allure of this mighty mountain isn't fading anytime soon. It's Everest, baby! K2. Alright folks, let me introduce you to the second tallest mountain in the world, K2, standing proud at 8,611 meters, which is quite high. I mean, there's a reason it's number 2, but it's amazing as well. This beast is located in Pakistan, bordering China. Now why K2? Well, back in the day, the Brits of the Great Trigonometrical Survey couldn't find a local name for it, so they just went with a simple practical designation. But hey, it's also got a badass name, the Savage Mountain. Sounds like something out of an action movie, right? Now here's the kicker. K2 is no walk in the park. It's considered even tougher than the Everest. Yep, you heard that right. Despite being the second tallest, it's notorious for its extreme difficulty. With a fatality rate per summit attempt that's among the highest for any mountain over 8,000 meters, K2 doesn't mess around. But hey, that's what makes it all the more intriguing, right? Kanchenjunga. Alright folks, let's shine the spotlight on the third highest mountain in the world, Kanchenjunga. Standing tall at 8,586 meters, this beauty is nestled in the Himalayas, straddling the border between Nepal and Sikkim in India. Now I know what you're thinking. Kanchenjunga? Is that some kind of exquisite dish? Nope, it's a mighty mountain, my friends. And guess what? 3 of its peaks cozy up to the border while the other 2 hang out in Nepal's Taplejung district. There's a fun fact. Kanchenjunga was believed to be the highest mountain on Earth until 1852. Yeah, people thought Everest was just a little hill. But hey, turns out they miscalculated. Thanks to some diligent homework by the Great Trigonometrical Survey of India, we now know the truth. And let's be real, it's a relief that we've got Everest to focus on. Way easier to pronounce and spell, am I right? Lhotse. Alright, let's talk about the 4th highest mountain in the world, Lhotse. Standing tall at 8,516 meters, it's a real contender in the Himalayas, sitting snugly on the border between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Now, Lhotse might not get as much attention as its neighbors, Everest, but don't underestimate its charm. It's like the underrated sibling in the family, you know? While Everest steals the spotlight, Lhotse quietly boasts its beauty, drawing in adventurers who seek a quieter, less crowded experience. The main summit of Lhotse was conquered back in 1956, but its middle peak held the title of the highest unclimbed point on Earth for years. It wasn't until 2011 that a brave Russian expedition finally reached its summit, making history. So, next time you're in the Himalayas, don't forget to give Lhotse some love. It may not be as famous as Everest, but it's worth a visit. Manaslu. Alright, let's talk about Manaslu, the 5th highest mountain in the world. Standing tall at 8,485 meters, it's another gem nestled in the Himalayas, straddling the border between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Now, Manaslu might not be as famous as Everest, but it's got its charm. But the fun fact is that it's a third of the four towering mountains in the Everest massif. Back in 1955, a French expedition led by Jean Franco made history by being the first to conquer its summit. What's cool is that not just one or two, but a whopping 10 members of the team reached the top. Talk about squad goals, right? Picture this. On May 15, 1955, the first two climbers made it to the summit, and the next day, 4 more followed suit. And guess what? 4 more conquered Manaslu the next day after that. Now that's what I call some wholesome mountain climbing. So again, next time you're trekking to Everest Base Camp, don't forget to give Manaslu a nod. It's a real beauty waiting to be explored. Cho Oyu. Alright, let's talk about Cho Oyu, the 6th highest mountain in the world. Standing tall at 8,188 meters, it's another majestic peak in the Himalayas, straddling the border between Nepal and the Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Now, Cho Oyu might not be as flashy as some of its neighbors, but hey, it's got its vibe. Known as a laid-back member of the Everest region's 8,000-meter club, Cho Oyu boasts gentler slopes, making it the easiest of the bunch to climb. It's like the chill, easygoing backup singer in a boy band, not stealing the spotlight, but keeping the harmony just right. And get this, Cho Oyu hangs out just a stone's throw away from the Nanga Parbat Pass, a bustling trading route between the Tibetan and the Khumbu Sherpas. It's like the mountain of the people, you know. Dhaulagiri. Now let's talk about Dhaulagiri, the 7th highest mountain in the world. Standing tall at 8,167 meters, it's a sight to behold in the Nepal Himalayas. Dhaulagiri may not be the tallest, but it's one of the most stunning, picture-perfect, and aesthetically pleasing. It's a regular feature on the skyline while trekking the popular Annapurna circuit. And here's a fun fact, it's just 34 kilometers away from its neighbors Annapurna. Separated by the Kali Kandaki Gorge, the world's deepest gorge, this region isn't lacking in jaw-dropping scenery, that's for sure. Manaslu. Let's dive into the 8th highest mountain in the world, Manaslu. Standing tall at 8,163 meters, it's a majestic peak nestled in the Himalayas of Nepal. Now, the name Manaslu comes from the Sanskrit word Manasa, which means intellect or soul. Pretty deep, right? So, Manaslu was first conquered by Toshio Imanishi and Gyaltsen Norbu, part of a Japanese expedition on May 6, 1956. But here's the twist. Their ascent was a bit controversial. Locals believed previous attempts had angered the gods, leading to avalanches that destroyed the monastery and caused loss of life. It wasn't until 1971 that another Japanese team successfully reached the summit, after making amends by rebuilding the monastery. Nanga Parbat. Now let's talk about Nanga Parbat, the 9th highest mountain in the world. Towering at 8,126 meters, it's located in Pakistan's Gilgit-Baltistan region in the western Himalayas. The name Nanga Parbat translates to naked mountain in Sanskrit, and boy does it live up to its name. Rising dramatically above the surrounding valleys, it's a sight to behold. And check this out. The rupal face of the mountain reaches a staggering 4,600 meters above its base, making it one of the highest mountain faces in the world. So next time you're in the Himalayas, don't forget to tip your hat to Manaslu and Nanga Parbat. They're true giants of the range. Annapurna I. Alright, buckle up folks, because we're about to talk about Annapurna I, the 10th highest mountain in the world, standing tall at 8,091 meters. It's a real showstopper in the Nepalese Himalayas. What makes Annapurna stand out? Well, for starters, it's not just about the summit. Sure, reaching the top is a feat in itself, but what steals the show is the trekking. The Annapurna circuit trek is legendary. Circling this majestic mountain and treating adventurers to breathtaking views from every angle. But here's the kicker. Annapurna I has a bit of a reputation. With the fatality rate higher than any other mountain on this list, it's no walk in the park. But despite the risks, trekkers flock to the Annapurna Sanctuary, the base camp for those brave souls aiming for the summit. So there you have it, folks, the top 10 highest mountains in the world. each with its own story to tell. Next time you're at a quiz night, whip out these mountain marvels and watch jaws drop. And hey, show no shame to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating content like this. And hey, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know which mountain you found most intriguing. Let's keep the conversation going.